Guys, here we go. Now I am super excited to speak with Senator Kamala Harris. Here's a little bit about her. Kamala D. Harris is a lifelong public safety and civil rights leader. Elected in 2016, she is the second Black woman in history to be elected to the U.S. Senate, the first woman and the first Black woman to serve as Attorney General of the state of California. As Senator, Kamala introduced or co-sponsored legislation to, it's going to be a long list, everybody get ready, provide sweeping tax cuts for the middle class, address the high cost of rent, raise the minimum wage, make higher education tuition free for the majority of Americans, reform the cash bail system, protect the legal rights of refugees and immigrants, and last but not least, expand access to healthcare. And in 2019, she stepped up to run for president of the United States. Please welcome my soror. Hello. I've been waiting for this moment, girl. Senator Kamala Harris. Hey, soror.
Hey, Yvette, thank you so very much. Thank you for that incredible introduction. And Kirsten, you're phenomenal. I was listening to you. I love you. I love you. She and I had so many wonderful moments on and off stage during the campaign. So,
Yes.
Yvette, I'm so happy to be with you. And Stephanie, thank you every day for what you have been doing every day to lift up so many women. It's just great to be with everyone on the 35th anniversary. Thank you.
Thank you. It's truly my honor. So let's get going.
Okay.
Yes. Some of my favorite moments watching the campaign were your interactions with young Black girls. And the moment in the debate when you reminded voters that that little girl that was bused was you. Mm-hmm. Tell us what those interactions meant to you and why it matters to see women like you in particular run.
So first of all, when I saw and would see those girls, those young women, I saw young leaders. Yeah. I saw the sparkle in their eye. I saw that there was something about their almost imagination that was turned on about who can be on a stage, and that person can be them. You know, I feel that it is so important, and this is something I think all the women on the stage tonight share, that there's something that is so important about us providing a pathway for others. You know, my mother would say to me often, Kamala, you may be the first to do many things, make sure you're not the last.
Yes.
And when I'd see those girls, it made me so excited, because I do believe that they could walk away saying, okay, there's a candidate for president of the United States that looks like me.
Yes.
And that made the candidacy and the process so much bigger than me, right? And it really does emphasize more than anything the need for us to continually work on diversity, meaning that in our democracy, we pride ourselves, at least in writing, we have said it's a representative democracy. But when you look at still the dearth of women and people of color, we have a long way to go, and anything that each and any one of us can do to inspire our girls to see themselves on a stage.
Yes.
I just want to encourage, and there's another specific thing, Yvette, that I also want to say. Mm-hmm. I think it's really important that we encourage our girls to have ambition.
Ooh, say it, girl.
Right? Mm-hmm. Because, and this is something Emily's List has known forever. It is something that is behind the need for Emily's List. There's still all these standards and myths, right? So we can say that a man has ambition. That's a good thing. Now, contrast that, and that says something about his character, that man, John has ambition.
Right.
Jane is ambitious.
Ooh.
How about that?
How about that?
All of a sudden, we're questioning her character. Mm-hmm. And so what I say all the time is we must encourage our girls and women to have ambition.
Yes.
And know that is a sign of strength and not a sign of weakness. And, the more that we can get society to encourage our girls to have ambition, the better we'll all be.
Mm. Well, you spoke about this a little bit, talking about the additional pressure during their presidential campaign that women face, but there's also that extra thing that you have, that wonderful thing that you have, which is you're a Black woman. Yeah. So what do you say to Black women activists considering running for office now, and what do you want them to know? How do you advise they deal with that extra pressure?
So, I think of the Black women who created and were the first leaders of Black Lives Matter. I think
Mhm.
of, people like Patrice Cullors, so many others. And one of the things about them is that they are so, and this is true for Black women activists, be they the ones that I grew up around or the ones who are leading the movement today.
Mhm.
They have courage,
Yes.
conviction,
Yes.
they speak truth, and they speak it with purpose, meaning not to confront, but
Right.
to confront the issue. And they do it in a way that is also born out of love, knowing that if we're ever going to have progress, truth must be spoken, no matter how difficult it may be for some to hear. Black women activists have been the leaders in creating movements because they also understand the importance of coalition building. They have a incredible talent and skill for organizing, right?
Yes.
And so when we talk about activists, we're talking about leaders of movement.
Mm.
And the first part of that is leaders. So the transition then, it should not be difficult because it is about leading and speaking with courage, and then going to those city halls and state houses and the United States Congress and so many other places, and speaking those truths in a way that they can continue to organize folks and encourage people to know the power that they have, because that's the other thing activists do. They speak to the individual's power. They remind people of their power. They
Yeah.
remind people who may feel and have been left out or overlooked that they belong to something and they
That's
are
right.
powerful and they are a part of something. That's the power of Black women activists. And so, we can talk about the elections that Black women have won for
Mhm.
candidates, often who do not look like them, meaning because we just don't have enough candidates yet.
Mhm.
But that is the power, and it would translate quite easily, as far as I'm concerned, and quite well into the kind of leadership we need in elected office.
Yes. Oh, I'm so happy to be talking to you. Tell me this, dear. What surprised you most about the campaign?
It's kind of it's one of those things that you make a decision to do it. It is a heavy decision. There's a lot to weigh, and then you get in it, and you just had no idea.
Understood.
It's one of those, many rare, probably many rare, I said on purpose, experiences where you can prepare only so much. And
Right.
but I've always said, and I believe, in my experiences running for office, that one of the beauties about a campaign is, I like to say, you meet the angels walking among us,
Mm.
right? You travel, so running for president, you travel around the country and you go to small towns and rural communities and urban communities, and you meet people who are showing up at a town hall or at a campaign office, or you meet them on the street when you're doing a merchant walk, and they're folks who are quietly doing the work of lifting up their community, and
Yes.
they're doing it without any expectation of fame or
Mhm.
celebrity. um, and it's very inspiring, and it's inspiring about who people are, but it's also inspiring about who the people of our country are.
Yeah.
And these days, it's easy to be really concerned
Yeah.
about, who are we, and ask the question, who are we? And that the campaign, especially this year and last year, under Trump, really, I think, reminds and reinforces us that we are better than this.
Yeah. I hope we prove that
We
on
will.
November 3rd.
We will. And we're going to elect Joe Biden the next
Yes,
president of
we
the
are.
United States.
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
are.
are. Yes, we are.
Well, Senator Harris, as we end, I have a couple of rapid fire questions for
Okay.
you. So just the
Okay.
first thing that comes to your mind. Okay. Most unique place you visited during the campaign.
I visited a number of incredible small businesses.
Mm.
Incredible, but I'll mention two,
Mhm.
because also I love to cook, and so I would try, and wherever we were, to go to a local family-owned restaurant.
Love.
And I'll mention one that was in Reno, and Sabrina's restaurant. And she's got this small restaurant with a small kitchen. And I was begging her to give me her recipe for cilantro rice. And I just kept working on her. Finally, she gave me the recipe.
That's what's up.
Cilantro coconut rice, so good. Amazing. Just this woman who decided that she wanted to hire people from the community and create something. In South Carolina, on a street in Columbia, it's called Lady Street. It's literally called Lady Street. It's an old street. It's been there forever. And interestingly enough, every merchant except one is a woman.
Love it.
And I walked into this business. It was a vintage clothing store, owned and run by a woman who, when she was growing up, was formerly homeless.
Oh,
she achieved great success, went to college, went on, got a graduate degree. And she, in her life up until that point, had never worn new clothes. And so she decided to create this vintage clothing store. And one of the things that she has done with the proceeds is that she will then make sure that she has clothes for the young women of the community in the local schools. So when they go to interviews for jobs, they have clothes, because she would talk about the fact that until you have a chance, people are going to judge you on the exterior. And she wanted these young women to have dignity. You know, so it was those kinds of experiences, but those are, you know, a couple that really do stick out. And,
you know, if we could leave the house right now, I'd be on my way both places.
right, exactly,
It makes me want to go, girl. Makes me
and all these women-owned businesses, you know,
right.
it's just, and they're community leaders, they're civic leaders in addition to business leaders. And so.
Well, listen, I've been waiting for this moment. I've now had my moment with you, and I am so grateful, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear. So nice to meet you. That is Senator Kamala Harris.
And next is my friend, Amy Klobuchar.
Yes, she is. She's coming.
I said hi.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Yvette and Stephanie and everybody. Okay.